This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. President Biden has issued a stern warning from Philadelphia about what he calls extremist threats. Correspondent Steve Futterman has our top story.
Speaking at Independence Hall, President Biden lashed out at former President Trump and his supporters.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represented extremism.
With the midterm elections 2 months away, Mr. Biden said the threat to American democracy is real.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution.
He repeatedly used the term MAGA Republicans, but made clear he was not referring to all Republicans and went after election deniers.
I will not stand by and watch elections in this country stolen by people who simply refuse to accept that they lost.
Steve Futterman, CBS News.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy delivered his own speech from Scranton.
In the past 2 years, Joe Biden has launched an assault on the soul of America.
Absolutely.
On its people, on its laws.
Absolutely.
A judge in Florida has yet to rule on the Trump legal team's request for a special master to review documents the FBI took from Mar-a-Lago. She has ordered a larger inventory of what was in the boxes be unsealed. After almost a week, tens of thousands of people still have no safe running water in Jackson, Mississippi. What is coming out of the tap is brown. People are warned to close their mouths when they shower. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell told CBS's Nora O'Donnell her agency is focused on immediate needs.
That's making sure that they have safe water to drink and that we are bringing in the resources that can do some temporary repairs to restore the water pressure.
Lines for bottled water have been stretching for miles. A deadly van crash in northern New Jersey has shut down a road leading to the George Washington Bridge this rush hour. Reporter Sean Adams with our affiliate WCBS.
It appears from what I was able to see, the first responders ripped off the roof to extricate the people who were trapped inside. 4 died here at the scene. 8 suffered various injuries, including head trauma. They were rushed to several different hospitals.
We'll get a new measure on the might of the labor market when the government releases a new report next hour. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
For the forthcoming August snapshot, the jobless rate is seen remaining at 3.5%, with around 300,000 jobs added.
The summer season is coming to a close, but the melody lingers on. Spotify says 10 of the top most streamed songs were in Spanish. Bad Bunny's #1 among them, topping all. Harry Styles' single. S&P and Dow futures both down too. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the
Thank you very much.
Collection action.
Happy Friday.
Stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
A disappointing loss for a couple of tennis champs. Venus and Serena Williams lost in the first round of doubles at the U.S. Open after getting eliminated by a Czech pair. But the American sisters were celebrated.
Standing ovation.
The two have 14 Grand Slam doubles titles, but were partnering for the first time since the 2018 French Open. Now, all eyes are on Serena as she heads into a third-round singles match against Ayla Tomljanovic. Tickets for that match are skyrocketing. Monica Ricks, CBS News. An Ohio State standout wants to make sure his teammates look good. Buckeyes QB C.J. Stroud's handed out $500 gift cards to Express to each of his fellow players. Stroud telling them to go out and buy suits to look fly for tomorrow's season opener against Notre Dame. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
subscribers to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message funded by the National Association of Broadcasters. Waiting was such a mistake. That's one of the things we hear most after we because the longer you wait, using what you've got is important, not just for your relationship, but for your overall health. There's some truth to the phrase, if you don't use it, you lose it. And Montgomery Men's Health will fight for you consistently perform without the and experience. In fact, you might even find you performing like you haven't in a long time. We only treat ED and low T at Montgomery Men's Health, and we've successfully treated many men with protocols that are effective in nearly 90% of cases. We also have a full complement of treatments, including acoustic wave therapy, so you get the one that works best for you. So don't wait. Make an appointment. For just $99, you'll get a medical consultation, blood work, and a medically advised testimonies. Call today, 334-440-4663. That's 334-440-4663. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Mattress Firm. The hottest summer deals are at Mattress Firm. Shop the best sale of the year and save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Plus, you'll even get a $300 instant gift, good towards sleep accessories.
After some scattered showers and storms yesterday in our southeastern counties, I think today everybody has a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Coverage around 50%. High temperatures right around 90 degrees. If it's not raining, it will be partly to maybe mostly cloudy. Tonight it should be a mainly quiet night, muggy in the 70s. Then we'll have scattered and numerous showers and storms this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Elevated rain chances, but there will be periods of dryness. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. Is better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now we are looking good. Your Friday morning kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on Highway 80 or 14 coming in from Selma, and 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy, still carrying light traffic. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. At ReinhardtToyota.com, you can see and purchase vehicles that are on order and haven't even arrived yet. Get the Toyota you want at ReinhardtToyota.com. Buckle up. It's the law. From Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning. I'm Bethany Davis in the WSFA 12 newsroom. President Joe Biden called out former President Donald Trump and his political allies in a televised speech last night at Independence Hall. The president says former President Trump and, quote, MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the foundations of the republic. Now, President Biden did say not every Republican embraces an extreme ideology. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy bashed the president's leadership and called on him to apologize for likening Republican beliefs to semi-fascism earlier in the week. The president ended his speech by urging Americans to vote. COVID cases are still on the rise in Alabama, but the state releases weekly COVID numbers showing the average number of daily cases are down over the last week, about 1,800 new cases a day. The percentage of COVID tests coming back positive is now at 19.4%. The state health department is now offering the monkeypox vaccine to people who are at high risk for the virus. So far, 69 cases of monkeypox have been reported in Alabama. That's the news for your Friday. I'm Bethany Davis.
From cutting grass to planting fields, you need the right equipment from a team you can count on. SunSouth, we have 21 locations ready to serve you with the quality John Deere equipment to manage your property faster, more efficiently, and more affordably. Like the John Deere 1025R tractor with loader starting at only $255 a month. So why wait another season to do more? Find the John Deere that's right for you. Come see us at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Expires September 30th, 2022.
The City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs is calling all creative minds. The department exists to engage, enlighten, and elevate a diverse, inclusive cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown to advance the artists. Artists avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit MontgomeryAL.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community.
Waiting was such a mistake. That's one of the things we hear most after we've successfully treated one of our patients for erectile dysfunction. At Montgomery Men's Health, we want you to know first and foremost that waiting is a mistake, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it can be to fill up your ED. Using what you've got is important, not just for your relationship, but for your overall health. There's some truth to the phrase, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. At Montgomery Men's Health, we'll fight for your ability to consistently perform without the anxiety some women experience. In fact, you might even find you performing like you haven't in a long time. We only treat ED and low T at Montgomery Men's Health, and we've successfully treated many men with protocols that are effective in nearly 90% of cases. We also have full complement treatments, including acoustic wave therapy, so you get the one that works best for you. So don't wait, make an appointment. For just $99, you get a medical consultation, blood work, and medically advised test kits. Call today, 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
It is the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro. The Ben Shapiro Show. Tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
How does that work? Okay, and we go from there to there to here.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does not appear, I will be here.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine if you can. It's another day. One more that you're on top of the ground and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440 on your AM dial or your internet or your telephone or wherever you're listening to us at. We appreciate it. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Today's daily bread, September the 2nd, is lighting candles. The scripture insight today comes from Luke 12:35 through 40. Luke 12:35 says, "Be dressed ready for service and keep your lamps burning." Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, it is September the 2nd, 2022 AD. It again is a day that has never been. And it is a day that shall never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to come back and summon it from the past. You don't get a chance to come back and undo all the things that you do today. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, September the 2nd, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. It is a new day. It is a new time. All things of the past are gone. We have forward to look to is the future. But if you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many, many things. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and much, much mercy, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, reach back when you can, while you can, until you can't, and give somebody else a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah Mays once said that whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you shall always, always be successful, or you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can, but you never quit. You never give up, because quitters don't win. And while winners may fail at a thing or two, they never quit. So don't you. And no matter what happens this day, remember, it is still a great day to be alive and to be on top of the ground. Therefore, the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine. Lighting candles. That's our daily bread for this day, September the 2nd, 2022.
It's time to find some encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional. James Banks wrote today's reading, and he titled it, Lighting Candles. It was noon, but the sun wasn't visible. New England's dark day began the morning of May 19th, 1780, and lasted for hours. The cause of the surreal darkness was likely heavy clouds of smoke from massive wildfires in Canada, but many wondered if it might be Judgment Day. The Connecticut Governor's Council, or Senate, was in session, and when some considered adjourning because of the darkness, Abraham Davenport responded, "I am against adjournment. The day of judgment is either approaching or it is not. If it is not, there is no cause for an adjournment. If it is, I choose to be found doing my duty. I wish, therefore, that candles be brought." Davenport's desire to be found faithfully performing the work God had given him to do on the day he returns is illustrative of Jesus' words in Luke chapter 12. Be dressed, ready for service, and keep your lamps burning, like servants waiting for their master to return from a wedding banquet, so that when he comes and knocks, they can immediately open the door for him. It will be good for those servants whose master finds them watching when he comes. Day or night, it's always good to serve our Savior. Even when darkness encroaches, his promises for all who look forward to him will stand. Like candles in the darkness, may our light shine before others, that they may see and love and serve him too. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Luke chapter 12, verses 35 through 40. Be dressed, ready for service, and keep your lamps burning, like servants waiting for their master to return from a wedding banquet, so that when he comes and knocks, they can immediately open the door for him. It will be good for those servants whose master finds them watching when he comes. Truly, I tell you, he will dress himself to serve, will have them recline at the table, and will come and wait on them. It will be good for those servants whose master finds them ready, even if he comes in the middle of the night or toward daybreak. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what hour the thief was coming, he would not have let his house be broken into. You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. Now let's pray. Lord, all the turmoil we see in the world leads many to conclude that the days are short and that your return is imminent. Whether it is or isn't, please help us to live out each day joyfully telling the world about you and the great victory we have in knowing you personally as our Savior. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Well,
Chorus. Oh, tick. Who?
Airborne.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta
Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. Every day. We run to the sun. No sweat, not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, easing the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. All the way airborne, all the way driving on. All the way airborne. Yep, it's Friday morning. It's time to rise and shine, people. One morning. In the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green line lead to the going blow. All the way airborne, all the way driving on. Driving on. All the way airborne, all the driving on. Driving on. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. And now, hey, this Friday, no PT with the old crew. So now we're going to honor all of our armed forces along with the service industry here in Montgomery, Alabama, the police department, the fire department, sheriff department, Montgomery sanitation workers who actually be working before I get here in the morning, and the police department. Did I get that all right? And say good morning to this honor the mayor, Stephen Lewis Reed, the mayor of the great city of Montgomery. And we are a great city. We got a couple of issues, but every city does. So we're working them out. We really are. I mean, after all, they got me on the air. So, it's got to be a great city. How that happened. I want to say good morning to some of my good friends down in Fort Benning, Georgia. Had the opportunity to meet a couple of they're tuning in down in Fort Benning, down in jump school this morning. So, hey, appreciate that down there, guys. I know you want to be like me and a lot of other folks, but you got to wait your turn. You got to pay your dues down there. I think I'm going through there early. I think I'm going through there when I leave here. Fort Benning. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I might drop by the towers down there. And good morning to, what's that post out there? Oh, yeah, Maxwell and Gunner. Good morning to you. And good morning to the Alabama National Guard. And good to First Sergeant Tolliver this morning. Good morning, sir. I'm knocking out about 10 right now, if I still can. I don't even know who the commander of Alabama, the commander of Alabama National Guard is anymore. You would think they'd keep up with a brother. And again, good morning, Maxwell and Gunner, the home of the United States Air Force's intellectual something department. Anyway, we like to call them Top Gun. There are Top Guns out here. Okay. Good morning to you. Can somebody please let me see a 141 one more time? I'm just saying. So let me know when one pulls up out there. That's right. I love this. I love that bird. I love the C-141. And the C-123 and the C-130. Yeah, anything else y'all can keep. Okay, the C-5A. You can tell, you know what time I was in the Army. Their motto is Semper Fidelis. But the Marines cut it short because they couldn't pronounce all that. We just said Semper Fi. Well, whether you say Semper Fi or Semper Fidelis, it all means the same thing. Always, always faithful. Good morning, Jarheads. It's time to rise and shine. The Army we don't really have a motto. We keep changing it all the time. Army of one, Army strong. Hell, we can't make our mind up what we want to be. Oh, the Air Force has got one. Aim high. Yeah, we appreciate that. See, the Army's the only one without one. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, outstanding. If this doesn't motivate you in the mornings to be thankful that you are still on top of the ground, something wrong with you. Check your pulse. Something wrong with you. There's something terribly wrong with you. Okay. And if you like the president's speech last night, something certainly is wrong with you. Anyway, if there's any danger to our democracy, it's him. Woo! I'm telling you. Here's what the Democrats haven't figured out yet. Okay. Here's what they have not figured out yet. Here's what a lot of people have not figured out. Why did millions, not a couple thousand, not a couple hundred, not 1 million, not 2 million, not 3 million, not 4 million, 70 to 80 million people? Why did they say we are going to take a chance on a guy who has never held public office to be the president of the United States? I wonder how many Democrats and Republicans, how many of them have asked themselves that question? Why did we choose a guy who have never even been on the school board to run a country? Now, when you figure that out, then you'll know why that Donald John Trump has the support he does. You figure it out. I mean, now obviously they cannot figure it out. I ain't mad at them. Okay, but now I'm putting it to you this way: how many of us would take a guy who never finished medical school and say, "Yeah, you can do that operation. I'll be your first." He want to do an operation on your head. How many? Nobody. That's right. Because it would be absolutely insane. That's right. However, if that guy, if all the people before you had died of brain seizures, and the only guy that was around is a guy who read about it, you take a shot on him. Of course you would, because it would be nobody else. Well, the Republicans or the Democrats didn't really realize in 2016. They didn't really realize that we as a nation were absolutely petrified by the shape that we were going with, the thing we were disintegrating into. And so nobody, I mean, think about this. We took a guy who never been anything except rich and made him president of the United States. And I got to tell you, it was a good bet. It was a good bet because we were better than at least economically, we were doing pretty good. We were trying to manage our borders. So yeah, we proved our point. Okay, we proved that point. I don't know who that idiot there last night. Somebody called himself the president of the United States, but that's some gun needs to go sit down someplace in an old folks' home. Right? Get the chair next to me so I can smack him. But anyway, let us leave politics out of this for a second, and let us go to my piece today. And you've heard this before, but it needs to be heard again. T.D. Jakes, and it's called 6 Words. 6 words. Wow. And after you listen to this, you'll be surprised of putting 6 words together can do. But I guess it all depends on the 6 words that you use. We'll come back right after this.
Who was a prolific author and writer, who knew the power of words. Ernest Hemingway made a bet with a group of authors over lunch. And this bet that Ernest Hemingway made with these authors over lunch has become an anecdote about his life. They bet Ernest Hemingway $10 that he could not write a short story in 6 words. They bet Ernest Hemingway $10 that he could not write a short story in 6 words. And Hemingway took the bet because he was a genius when it came to making words count. He took the bet and he took a napkin and scribbled these 6 words on the napkin that are a powerful story. Here's the 6 words that Ernest Hemingway wrote a short story in 6 words. The words are for sale. Baby shoes have never worn. That's a powerful, powerful story. Everybody in here this morning got a 6-word story. Here's another story that somebody might have. There has been a terrible accident. Six words. There has been a terrible accident. Six words. Here's my 6-word story. I'm leaving. The marriage is over. Here's somebody else's story. Your position is no longer needed. Here's somebody else's story. I just want to be friends. Here's somebody else's story. The cancer isn't responding to treatment. Six words. Here's somebody else's story. You are not able to conceive. That's somebody else's story. Here's the last story. Here's a rose off the casket. 6 words. Did I say it was over? No, it's not. Because God has 6 words. That's the point of this whole sermon. God will not waste your pain. God will not waste your pain. God will not waste your pain. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. God will not waste your pain. Cry in the midnight, but weeping will endure for a night. But joy will come in the morning. Let them fire you on your job. No weapon sown against me will be able to prosper. Let your enemies think they have the upper hand. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. But God will not waste your pain. Go through whatever you got to go through. Cry as long as you think you need to cry. But then pick yourself up, take a bath, put some clothes on, come back to church on Sunday morning and said, I thought I'd never stop crying, but the Lord dried my tears. I thought I'd never laugh again, but here I am in the house of God, testifying that if you trust and never doubt, he will surely bring you out. Somebody got a story that I just mentioned a moment ago.
You know what I've noticed about God's trials? He hardly ever tells you this is a trial, and if you hold out for 6 months, you'll be through. And some of us get to 5 months and 29 days, and we give up. Didn't know we only had one more day. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up.
Never, ever give up.
There's no precedent in the Bible for giving up. God determines how long the test will last, not we. Never give up. You cannot bypass endurance. You know who I'm speaking to? Me. You cannot bypass endurance and enter into the promises of God. You can come so far. The completeness is only through endurance. And just when it seems impossible to hold on, that's the time to hold on. Don't give in. I would like to say that to several of you individually. You're in the test. You're doing all right. Just hang in there. Don't back out. Don't give up. God is faithful. I've been asked sometimes if I had a message to leave for posterity, what would it be? I always say I can get it to you in 3 words. God is faithful. God is faithful.
God will not waste your pain. God will not waste your pain. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. God will not waste your pain. Cry in the midnight, but weeping will endure for a night. But joy will come in the morning. Everybody here has a 6-word story. But thank God, that's just one chapter. God has not written the end of the book. Because when you look in the back of the book, there are some answers in the back of the book. If you don't know how things are going to turn out in your life, the answer is in the back of the book. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth passed away. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven like a bride dressed up for her husband. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. There shall be no more sorrow or crying, no more pain or death, for the former things are passed away. Behold, we see through a glass darkly, but one day face to face, I will know even as also I am known.
6 words. 6 words. What are your 6 words this morning? What are your 6 words this morning? It is a that is one of the most powerful audio pieces that I actually use, because it is just so 6 words, man. So it don't take a whole lot of words to make you happy or to make you sad. Do it now. 6 is the Ernest Hemingway showed us that it don't take a lot of words. It just takes certain words to make you. But anyway, but I'm telling you, it is a powerful thing. T.D. Jakes, he actually puts on. He's a great orator. He actually motivates me. I used to didn't like the guy. Every time I saw him on TV, he was telling people, come in there, put that money in that plate. Okay, but I guess when I guess you got to run them big churches with your money. I guess I don't know. But anyway, good morning to you. We'll come back with lessons of life and things of that nature as soon as we get back.
It's just an apple. Then let me take a bite. If they say why, tell them that it's human.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Publix Supermarkets. At Publix, they want to help you get the items you love for less, which is why they have all kinds of ways to save. Shop smart with digital coupons, weekly sales, and buy one get one deals. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
After some scattered showers and storms yesterday in our southeastern counties, I think today everybody has a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Coverage around 50%. High temperatures right around 90 degrees. If it's not raining, it will be partly to maybe mostly cloudy. For tonight, it should be a mainly quiet night, muggy in the 70s. And then we'll have scattered to numerous showers and storms this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Elevated rain chances, but there will be periods of dryness. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. The good news is no major problems or accidents are being reported by the authorities. Checking with the surrounding counties, they're clear as well. Checking out your traffic flow map, no major problems or backups there. That's all good news. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Whether your credit is perfect or just plain bad, approval for an equity loan on your home or land is a phone call away. But you have to call. Call the A-Team at NCS in Wetumpka, 567-9000, NMLS 232876. Buckle up. It's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
The Call of Duty League has come and gone, and now the Los Angeles Thieves get to call themselves grand champions for the first time in the league's 3-year existence. Standing before them were the Atlanta FaZe, who had never missed a grand finals appearance. The LA Thieves opened up the grand finals by winning 4 maps straight before winning the series 5-2. While the next season has no start date, rumors point to the Call of Duty League coming back earlier than it has in previous seasons.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because our Sleep Number 360 smart bed is really smart. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable. Plus, it's temperature balancing so you stay cool. It's even smart enough to know exactly how long, how well, and when you slept. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep. Don't miss our Labor Day weekend special where all smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
ChristtianCareMinistry.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too. Now, during this challenging season, with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up, Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now would be perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Is your foot pain becoming a hassle? Can't get through a workday without pain? Can't go shopping without limping down the aisles? I'm Dr. Brian Killey, a board-certified podiatrist with specialized training in endoscopic procedures for heel pain and neuromas. Most diagnostic procedures can be performed right in the office, saving you the time and trouble of going from place to place. So don't run around town to fix your feet. Call me at 265-7585 for an appointment. That's 265-7585. Serving Montgomery, Greenville, and surrounding areas for over a decade. Follow us on Facebook or visit us on the web at www.greenvillefootcare.com, where doctors' profiles, directions to the office, hours of operation, and new patient paperwork are all just a click away. You can also find useful information on common foot conditions and services that we provide. I'm Dr. Brian Killey with Greenville Foot Care. Happy feet, start here.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians, don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
Alrighty then. Okay. Wait a minute. There we go. Now we're back. Now we are back. Okay. Good morning to everybody. Six words. That was our presentation this morning. And listen, I have to apologize to a lot of my audience and stuff like. Listen, you know, I broke my phone last week. Okay, here's the deal. I broke my phone last week. Okay, and they wanted $450 to fix the screen. I said, no way, no heebie-jeebies, I'm gonna pay that kind of money. So I went out and got another phone. Well, now, so for about a week now, I have been incommunicato, okay, except here. And so I went out to get it fixed. I got a Samsung S22, which is the latest and the greatest. Well, the problem with having the latest and the greatest is that if something happens to it, they're gonna bend you over. They're just gonna bend you over. They figure if you can afford the phone, you can afford to get it fixed. Well, okay. So I bought another phone. I said, forget this phone. I'll put it on the closet. I'll pay them for it, but I'm not gonna pay $450 to fix a $1,000 phone. Well, okay. Well, here's the deal. Then they put the wrong SIM card in my doggone phone, which messed up the whole network stuff. So I have not been able to call people. I got two phones, right? I got two phones, but the one phone, and for some reason, when I get home, the phone won't work at the house. So there may be something in the house to stop my phone from working. So only way I can call people and get a phone is if I have to get in the right neighborhood. For the last week, I don't know. So you gotta send me some email. Now email I get because I go to my computer and I set that elkman0557@gmail. Okay, hopefully I'll have this product. And now Labor Day is coming up, so nobody's gonna be really working. Everybody's thinking about going to the beach, whatever the case may be. My only hope is that it'll start raining, and then people say, I might as well go to work. Okay, I have been incommunicado. Okay, this has been. I didn't realize how much we rely on telephones, but we do. I mean, it's like somebody almost died when you can't talk to people and stuff like that. I just don't know. So anyway, so if you haven't been able to reach me in the last week or so, well, that's why. Okay, I bought another phone, but they put the wrong SIM card in, And the SIM card is a little thing that goes in it to tells you what network you're on and who's your provider and all that stuff. And anyway, it's a long story. Okay, it's a long story, but don't make sure you got a plan B if your phone should get lost or something like that. Make sure you got a plan B. Okay, make sure people know how to find you. Okay, I'm just it's been tough. Anyway, it is 6:50 in the morning. Don't forget, coming up next hour we have a guest coming in, Mickey McDermott. As a matter of fact, a local attorney, great guy, great attorney too. As a matter of fact. Maybe to answer some of your legal questions if you got any, listen, you don't get to talk to the lawyer or me for free, except on the radio. Okay, you can talk to us free on the radio. Okay. Anyway, the word of the day. The word of the day. Oh, it's lessons of life. This is our feature of our show every morning. We tell you things that you should learn by living. But I also give you a word of the day. I give you a word of the day so you can expand your vocabulary. So you can stop saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Well, hell, if you got to keep asking me if I know what you're saying, evidently I don't know what you're saying. Okay, I'm just saying, you might want to expand that lexicon a little bit. And I'm doing my best to help you out. If you headed to school this morning, you may want to. Now, everybody has heard of this word. And quite often we use this word indiscriminately, not caring who we insult, and sometimes that's me, but most of us don't really know what the word means. Okay, here is the word, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going to introduce you to its actual meaning. Okay, and the word is stupid. Stupid. Right. Now that if that word resonates with a couple of you folks out there, I feel your pain. Okay. But the word is stupid. Now, what does stupid actually mean? Okay. Let's talk about that for a second. It means lacking ordinary quickness and keenness of mind. Obviously, they're not talking about me. Okay. Again, stupid, lacking ordinary quickness and keenness of mind. In other words, you're kind of dull, okay? And it is characterized by proceeding from mental dullness, foolish, senseless, a stupid question. Now, I believe there are stupid questions. Now, there are people who say that there are no stupid questions. Well, yes, it is. If you hit yourself in the head with a hammer, the stupid question would be, did that hurt? Okay, yeah. There are stupid questions. Okay, they are. Okay, so don't you ever let anybody tell you there's no such thing as a stupid question. Yes, there is. You get caught stealing in the store. Nobody needs to come into you and ask you what's going to happen. You're going to jail. That's a dumb question. Okay, I said you get caught. Yeah. Okay, so there are dumb questions and stupid questions. Okay, and it can be tediously dull, especially due to a lack of meaning or sense. It can also mean pointless, a stupid party, annoying or irritating, troublesome, like turn off that stupid radio, or in a state of stupor, stupor, stupefied, stupid from fatigue. I use that word stupefied all the time because there's some questions that people ask me and sometimes just stupefy me. It make me feel stupid. Okay, did they really just ask that question? So anyway, so the word of the day is stupid. And if some of you can identify with that, then you're not stupid at all. Because most people who are really stupid don't know that we're talking about that. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, the lessons of life today is this. And if you lived a while, you have figured this out already. You have figured this out. There's only one way in life that you are guaranteed not to fail. There's only one way. No other way. There's only one way that you are guaranteed not to fail at something. Only one way. Anybody know what that way is? There's only one way. It's guaranteed. Okay? It's guaranteed. It's only one way Anybody know the one way? I'll let you call me right now. Anybody know what the one way is? Huh? Okay, if you know the one way, you can call. I'm giving you permission to call. 860-1440. Anybody know what, let's see how long you've lived a while. Okay. There's only but one way to guarantee that you will not fail at something. There's only one way. Anybody know the way? Now I realize that this is one of those, it takes a high degree of intelligence to understand this question. But I'm pretty sure that even though I'm the smartest guy on the radio, I'm not the smartest guy in Montgomery. Okay. Matter of fact, there are quite a few smart people in Montgomery. But there's one way. You can guarantee not to fail. But there's only one way to guarantee it. Now I'm gonna let somebody else out there come up with the answer. Okay. Okay, I'm waiting. See, now when I don't want anybody to call, people be calling me. 860-1440. Anybody know the way? Somebody out there is just as smart as I am. Okay. There's but one way not to fail in life at something. There's only one way to guarantee that won't happen. So I'm not going to tell you the answer. I'm going to see how smart you guys are. You guys can call me up later on and tell me the answer. Okay? I'm just telling. It is September the 2nd, the 245th day of the year. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there's only 120 days left in this year. It was on this day in 1969, in what some regard as the birth of the internet, two connected supercomputers at the University of California, Los Angeles, passed test data through a 15-foot cable. The first automatic teller machine, ATM, to utilize magnetic strip cards was opened in the public at Chemical Bank in New York, called a DocuTeller. It was developed by Donald C. Wetzel. In 1864, during the Civil War, Union General William T. Sherman's forces occupied Atlanta. I think they're still there. 1930, the first nonstop airplane flight from Europe to the U.S. was completed in 37 hours, as Captain Costes and Maurice Bellonti, close to it, of France, arrived at Valentine, New York, aboard their 19-something biplane, which bore the symbol of a large question mark. I don't think I want to get on that. I don't think I want to get on that plane. Okay, I just with a question mark on it. I don't believe that I got on that one. Okay, I'm just saying. 1945. On this day, Japan formally surrendered in ceremonies aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay, ending the Second World War. In 1958, on this day, and I ain't gonna have time to do a whole lot of this, President Dwight David Eisenhower signed the National Defense Education Act, which provided aid to public and private education to promote learning in such fields as math and science, which I'm going to tell you something about that too later on too. The year was 1960. On this day, Wilma Rudolph of the United States won the first of her 3 gold medals at the Rome Summer Olympics as she finished the 100-meter dash in 11 seconds. She's almost as fast as I am. Okay, I can't even tell that. Only thing I can do in 11 seconds is fall down. Okay, that's it. My time is up this hour. We'll come back in a little bit here. Okay, and we'll take your calls, your comments. I'll just talk about the things of life. We'll be back.
And I can say now your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio.
I feel so bad. Yeah. Feel so blue.
Joe Biden called out former President Donald Trump and his political allies in a televised speech last night at Independence Hall. The president says former President Trump and, quote, MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the foundations of the republic. Now, President Biden did say not every Republican embraces an extreme ideology. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy bashed the president's leadership and called on him to apologize for likening Republican beliefs to semi-fascism earlier in the week. The president ended his speech by urging Americans to vote. COVID cases are still on the rise in Alabama, but the state released its weekly COVID numbers showing the average number of daily cases are down over the last week to about 1,800 new cases a day. The percentage of COVID tests...
Nothing I can do.
The state health department is now offering the monthly cost to people who are at high risk for the virus. So far, 69 cases of monkeypox have been reported in Alabama. That's the news for your Friday. I'm Bethany Davis.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM. This This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. President Biden gave an impassioned speech from Independence Hall in Philadelphia last night. Correspondent Ed O'Keefe was there.
The president took direct aim at his predecessor and members of the Republican Party.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people.
Visiting President Biden's hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania, before the president spoke, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy argued Americans are not better off.
What you take home after inflation and taxes is lower now than when Joe Biden took office.
White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy traveled to West Palm Beach, where a judge has been hearing the case surrounding those documents the FBI confiscated at Mar-a-Lago.
Judge Eileen Cannon, a Trump appointee, was skeptical of the Justice Department's arguments that a former president can't assert executive privilege. She said prosecutors may be overreading a 1977 Supreme Court case involving the Nixon tapes, saying the matter is not as cut and dried as the Justice Department makes it seem.
It won't be long now until Americans can roll up sleeves for Omicron-specific booster shots. CBS's Dr. David Agus.
The vaccines were shipped on Wednesday after the FDA approved the vaccines and could be available as soon as tomorrow in pharmacies across the country.
The CDC has since given its okay. A heat wave's taken off in Southern California. Temperatures have soared past 100 to new record highs. Death Valley National Park spokeswoman Abby Wine sweating it out in 127-degree weather.
I wish it were cooler already. This is abnormally hot for September.
It hit 112 north of L.A., where crews have been battling a wildfire that's burned more than 5,000 acres. People in the Mississippi capital are being told to close their mouths when they shower. The water that's begun trickling out is brown days after a damaged treatment plant was further compromised by floodwater. Correspondent Jim Crisula.
FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell calls the Jackson, Mississippi water crisis, quote, an absolutely tragic situation. Speaking to CBS Evening News anchor Nora O'Donnell, Criswell says the agency will meet the city's immediate needs.
Right now, that's making sure that they have safe water to drink and that we are bringing in the resources that can do some temporary repairs to restore the water pressure to the city.
A pilot strike at Lufthansa has left about 100,000 passengers stranded. Among them, Regis Galinsky, who's stuck at the airport in Frankfurt.
I just want to go home and to rest after my duty job offshore.
S&P futures unchanged. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can. Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
When I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
NASA's hoping to get Artemis 1 off the ground tomorrow.
NASA managers say engineers have resolved the problems that scrubbed Monday's launch attempt, including trouble as they tried to chill down the engines for flight.
We know we had a bad sensor.
Space Launch System Program Manager John
So all that money, and you guys couldn't figure out you had a bad sensor.
Flowing as it should have been.
We
Until
have
now?
convinced ourselves, without a shadow of a doubt, that we have good quality liquid hydrogen going through the engines.
As for the forecast, it's improved to a 60% probability of favorable weather at launch time. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
A country music star is in the market for a new PR firm. The company that's rep Jason Aldean for 17 years has dropped him after his wife Brittany's transphobic remarks. Co-owner of the Green Room tells Billboard it was a difficult decision to make, but his team's not the best for the job anymore. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick
Nothing I can say.
Nothing I can do. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is
Feel so bad.
Additionally, drivers who activate
Yeah.
protection today will also
Feel
receive
so
roadside
blue.
assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost.
Nothing
Call us
I
for your
can
free quote today.
say.
800-632-4055.
Nothing I can do.
That's 800-632-4055. What do you have to lose? Call 800-632-4055. Again, 800-632-4055. Let's face it, food shortages are a real threat now. Supply chain breakdowns, inflation, fuel prices, global conflicts, fertilizer cutbacks, farmers being encouraged not to plant. The stage is set for the peanut butter to hit the fan. But for some reason, Americans are still in denial about food shortages. Listen, we don't take risks with other things in our lives, so why take risks with your food security? Those who know what's coming are using today to prepare. Millions of Americans have purchased ready-hour emergency food from My Patriot Supply, the brand people look for when they're ready for real preparedness. MyPatriotSupply.com is America's largest preparedness company. Get stocked up on emergency food that lasts up to 25 years in storage to get you through tough times ahead. Your other choice is to stand in government food lines, hoping for a handout. As we both know, that's not an option. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. MyPatriotSupply.com. Summer is here, so get out and enjoy the sun. At Tallahassee Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's easy with the Make This the Summer event. The all-new Grand Wagoneer is here and ready for you and the great family fun. Summer is a blast in the new Dodge Charger or Dodge Challenger with 0% APR for 72 months. Make this the summer. Hop online. We're here by chat, text, and phone to help you. TallahasseeAutomotive.com. Drive and live.
Feel so good.
Waiting was such a mistake. That's one of the things we hear most after we've successfully treated one of our patients for erectile dysfunction. At Montgomery Men's Health, we want you to know first and foremost that waiting is a mistake, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it can be to treat your ED. Using what you've got is important, not just for your relationship, but for your overall health. There's some truth to the phrase, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. At Montgomery Men's Health, we'll fight for your ability to consistently perform without the anxiety of human experience.
Hey.
We can find you performing like you haven't.
I got words of wisdom this morning.
All right, you haven't given me any.
I know,
wisdom in a
because I've
while.
been busy. There's only one way to guarantee you won't fail at something in life. What is it?
Trying.
No,
Well, I
there's,
mean, no, because you could fail.
there's only one way to guarantee that you won't fail. When you come with the answer, run back the door and let me know.
I don't know, man.
But you do know, but you're not really thinking at the moment.
Can my guru tell me?
I don't think Google's that smart, but it could be.
Oh, so you don't know the answer. We're trying.
Of course I know the answer.
Okay, what is it?
That's just too
I
easy.
don't want to work for it. Just tell me.
No.
There's only one way.
That's right. There's only one way. Okay, one way that you will not fail in life at something. Only one way.
Attitude.
Well, now you can have a great attitude and still fail.
Yeah.
But okay, you come up with it. You
ponder.
You let me know. That's it. That's one of those tough questions. It's really not tough if you think about it for a second. Anyway, good morning. Well, now it's Friday, and it's Labor Day weekend and all, and we're going to refresh ourselves on some of the news till my guest gets here. Is he here yet? Okay, so he'll be here in a couple minutes, and so I'll go downstairs and let my attorney in. But I do want to take the superintendent of our schools to task only for one thing he said in the paper, and this is the part I cannot understand. I understand when it comes to discipline. I understand that the school has to take in all students. I got that. And I understand that some parents do a rotten job of disciplining their kids. And okay, that's a given. Well, everybody knows that's a given. That's a given. But I'm trying to figure out where in the law does it say that you have to put up with kids that are undisciplined, unruly, even some that are violent in nature. You see, I don't care if your parents if your parents don't train you. That is not the school's problem. So what the school should do is send them back home until they get some training. Okay. Okay. I mean there's a simple solution to this. Now, unless all these educrats can actually show me in the law where you have to put up with kids in public school that are incorrigible, that are disrespectful, that are undisciplined. You see, I understand, but also the school is trying to get out of some of its responsibility. And some of its responsibility goes with the name loco parentes. That's a little Latin word which means in lieu of the parents. When a child walks on a school ground, that school becomes for all intents and purposes becomes the parent. Now, when you leave the school ground, that's why we're able to put that wood to the booty, okay? Because we are in lieu of your parents. Now, if you're going to act the same way that the parents do at home by not giving them discipline, then you're going to have the same problem the parents at home got, okay? So again, if somebody would just show me the law, I've been asking for 20 some odd years. Somebody show me the law that says a school system or a teacher or a principal or a counselor or a coach has to put up with incorrigibility, disrespect, and just plain hedonism. So I'm just trying to figure out that now if Mr. Our new superintendent again, Mr. Brown, can show me that. See, he already got into this thing about making excuses. Show me where that is in the law, and I shall shut up about it. God said, well, there's nothing we can do about it. They gotta put up with it. I mean, that's okay. And I just want to see the law where it says that. I mean, somebody, all you educrats out there, somebody has to be able to show me the law where it says you have to put up with anything any numbnut come to school and wants to give you. Okay, I just want, and it's got nothing to do with the parent. When a child reaches the school grounds, their parents has got nothing to do with the way he acts at school. You do, because if you allow him to stay there, and you allow, oh my bad, I'm chastising the public here.
Keep going.
Okay,
I'm not interrupting you.
okay, all right. If you decide to allow these kids to do things in school, that's your fault. I mean, really, that's your fault. There's no, unless you can show me the law that I mean, unless you can show me the law that says you get, then you're just making excuses. Okay, I mean, you're just making excuses. Okay, and I'm about tired of excuses. But anyway, enough of that. I just wanted to. So anybody out there on school, and the funny thing about it, teachers, a teacher, especially one with an advanced degree, will quickly tell you you're not a teacher. Yes, I am. I'm a teacher. Yeah, I am. All parents are teachers. Some are better teachers than others, but all parents are teachers. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you take the responsibility of parenthood, then you realize that you are a teacher. So, but they'll let you know that you have not been formally educated. Well, and again, they're absolutely right. It's like I'm not a plumber because I can take a plunger to the toilet. I got that, but I got that part. I don't make me a plumber, okay? But it does mean one thing: I can use a plunger, okay? So I understand that I'm not an accredited teacher because I don't have the advanced degrees. That's all our teacher do. Well, and this is just my question. For all the advanced degrees that people in our education system have, why is it that we, except for those schools where the high expectations are expected, why is it that we can't maintain control? Why is it that we always make excuses for what the parents didn't do? I mean, you're the people with the high education degrees. You're the ones with the degrees in education psychology, education management. I mean, you're the one with all these degrees. It would seem to me that you would be able to do a better job given the circumstances that you find yourself in. So I'm just saying, so that's one of the things we're going to talk about. So anyway, now, all right, got to take a break. We'll come back in a few minutes here and go downtown to get my guests. But before I go, let me tell you about the sponsor of our show, which is JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. Online inventory, you can buy there, you can pay there. The cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues. And they have passed a rigorous and a vigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to ride, you're tired of going to places where you're not sure exactly what you're getting when you roll off that lot. If you don't have to worry about rolling back on the lot when you roll off the lot because the guy didn't tell you something, well, go to JL Lane Trucks and Auto. I do business with them all the time. And that's where Z's going to get his first car is over there at JL Lane. Okay? So if you're ready to ride, you're tired of walking, you want to give up them heels and get yourself some wheels. Okay? 208 Gun Road, 272-4313. That's 272-4313. But right now, on your way out the door, on your way to get to work, JL Lane Truck and Auto. You can go to them right now and look at the inventory that is available to you right now. And you can call them and say, hold that for me. I'll be there as soon as I get my check or something like that. Call them, okay? That's JL Lane Truck and Auto, 208 Gun Road, 272-4313. Okay, and if they don't have what you're looking for, don't worry about it. Ask Steve to find it for you. And I guarantee if anybody can find it, it is Steve over at JL Lane Truck and Auto. Okay? You can do it. One call, then I go to my break. Good morning. Who's this? Hey, John.
Kids managing the kids.
Right.
I'll give you an example of that from this past week when I was teaching. A young man was just better. The only way to really accurately put it is he was acting a fool every day. He was causing problems to the entire class. He was disrupting everything that was going on. And I kept trying and trying. I kept trying. Administrator, and I said, look, this kid's just absolutely destroying my class. I said, what can I do? And he said, well, you got to call his mom and all this kind of stuff. I said, now look, I could stop it today.
Right.
If you'll let me do what I need to do. It will happen today. All right, I called his mom, couldn't get the number to call it, and long story short, never could get in touch with anybody. I had to write him up and I had to warn him. And it took me a week to get that kid, get something done about him. They put him in ISS. Well, if you've got a dozen kids that are acting like that, and you got to go see the principal 3 or 4 times and email them back and forth, and a week's gone by and nothing's been done yet, he's already made a mess the entire week. That's why, kids.
And this right, and it is this right. But again, it is the school system that is tying your hand, not the law. Because the laws of the state of Alabama said you can implement a corporal punishment. Now, so the same people who are complaining are the reason why that situation left. Because I know you know what to do, but the school system won't let you because they're afraid of parents who are idiots. Yeah. But why can't you? Why can't you? Exactly. There's no law. There's no law to get it. Yeah. Right. But why? And I ask, why can't I? And they won't have an answer. They won't have an answer for you. Yeah. But the federal government does not tell you that you cannot pass. Yeah. 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 They know it. So oh Lord, The great IEP. Yeah, yeah. The detriment to success is the IEP. Right. And again, the school system is responsible for where they find themselves right now. In this case, like the guy the other night, I think he's a great. I think he's going to be a pretty good superintendent. But if the first thing you come out of your mouth is that, well, it's a community issue, that's crap. When they come to school, that is their community. So if you don't do nothing about it, so again, there's no law. So where did this come from? Where did this environment come from? Yeah, yeah, I think it is. But again, it just goes to the same thing I've been saying. I don't care if you put the wood on my child because he'd rather you do it than me. So I don't get it. But they create this environment and then they come up with a million excuses of why it keeps going on. It's going on because I guess they want it to go on. Maybe they really don't want to teach anymore. Maybe they just want to show up and get a check.
You would never get me. You don't have enough money in Montgomery County to get me to work for you because you won't let me do my job. You want me?
Wait a minute. But if you were a football coach and you're going for the state championship, guess what you'll be able to? Guess what? What was it? Guess what you'll be able to do? That's right. You will be able to do whatever you need to do to bring that championship back to the school. Okay. So because they look at I guess they don't realize that teachers are coaches, just like the football coach is on the football team. Your team is in that classroom, and you're the coach. Your job, because if you don't do your job and come up with some pretty well trained kids and educated kids, they're gonna look at you like they're gonna look at the football coach. If you can't win a game in 3 years, you gone. So yeah, the kids. Yeah, right. Oh well, that's right. Because now that's right. And you know that. I know that. Everybody with common sense knows that. It seems that the school systems of America, especially the public school systems of America, they're the only ones that don't know that. Oh, well. Hey, thanks a lot, John. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by supermarkets at Publix. They want to help you get the items you love for less, which is why they have all kinds of ways to save. Shop smart with digital coupons, weekly sales, and buy one get one deals. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
After some scattered showers and storms yesterday in our southeastern counties, I think today everybody has a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Coverage around 50%. High temperatures right around 90 degrees. If it's not raining, it will be partly to maybe mostly cloudy. For tonight, it should be a mainly quiet night, muggy in the 70s. And then we'll have scattered and numerous showers and storms this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Elevated rain chances, but there will be periods of dryness. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Still no major problems are being reported. We're checking with the surrounding counties. They're still reporting clear. We've got our eyes on the scanner and our eyes on the traffic flow maps, and everything's moving smoothly. So you keep listening, and we will keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Over 30 homes to choose from now at Jayco Homes,
with more arriving each week. You can talk to Coach Jared, Brandon, or Pam. It's all at Jaco Homes on the Wetumpka Highway and their new location in Alex City. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law. From Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Listen to News Radio 1440 at work. NewsRadio1440.com. At home through your Alexa or Google smart home device. Depend on it. News Radio 1440.
Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli.
And Jeff Branca with Chappie's Deli.
What are you eating, Jeff?
Chappie's Deli sweet potato fries.
They are so good. People eat them all the time. Jeff, what are you humming?
Just thinking. You know how we get phone calls after I sing in the commercials?
But they aren't good phone calls. Don't do this.
Sweet potato fries. Dun, dun, dun. French fries never tasted so good.
Please, I'm begging.
I'd eat mine. Dun, dun, dun. Every day if I could.
Folks, come get your sweet potato fries with no singing at any Chappie's Deli. Berry Hill, Pepper Tree, Baptist South, Prattville, and Auburn.
Another Guardian Credit Union story.
Hey, are we turning the same as usual?
Yeah.
How's your baby girl doing?
She's great, but with 3 kids, we really need more space.
You should check out Guardian Credit Union. We got a home equity line of credit from Guardian to finish our basement. They have low rates and a great team that's easy to work with.
Really?
Yeah, my mom got a Guardian home loan beside her house. They refinanced too.
Thanks. I'll check them out.
Find the workers for all your lending needs.
California.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministries.
Difficult times where they're going to determine the pay rate and the benefits of private businesses, whether the private businesses want it or not.
Really?
Yeah, I believe that's called socialism.
Yeah, I believe that's what it's called. Well, the president last night said something about that. He made
one of the worst mistakes I believe any president's ever made.
And Medicare is a Christian healthcare
He just, I asked somebody, I said, does anybody ever ask us why did we put a guy as president of the United States who'd never even been a dog catcher? I said, there's a reason why that happened. Because you guys, you so-called professionals, wasn't getting it done.
Well, I agree with you there.
855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. As a parent, it can be scary to hand the car keys to your teenager. To help your teen stay safe, be a good role model and follow traffic laws yourself. Set rules for your teen, including wearing a seatbelt, driving only during the day, and with limited distractions, including from their passengers. Finally, make sure your teen knows it is never okay to text and drive. For a sample driving agreement for teens, visit healthychildren.org.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Alrighty then, let me see now. Make sure I get this right. Here we go.
Rainy night in Georgia. Love that song.
You know, this song always reminds me when I ran away from home, like I used to do all the time, and I'd end up on the University of Notre Dame, sleeping under the steps.
Well, you're Alabama's version of Rudy.
Oh, who?
Rudy.
Oh, Rudy. Yeah, Rudy. Rudy from Philadelphia. Anyway, folks, good morning. That voice you hear is that of one of the best attorneys in the city of Montgomery. Now, some other attorneys may not agree with that, but I agree with that. And some of those guys are, it's Mickey McDermott. And Mickey is here to if you want to ask a general question about a general issue, or we can just sit here and shoot the breeze. Now, let me tell you something about Mickey. Is the only guy that has ever come in this office and had more jumps than I have. Okay, so he's the only guy and outranked me. So I can't be as smart with him as I am with everybody else. Okay. See, there's what I love about the military, Mickey, is that there's always somebody looking over somebody else.
Well, the military is a meritocracy.
Yeah.
the more you do, the more farther you can go. The upper ranks are, they're strewn with politicians.
Yeah, yes, they are.
But
yes, they are.
Any organization is like that. But thank you for your service.
Thank you for yours.
Thank you for your service to our community.
Yes.
Hope the family as well.
Yes. Yes.
Happy, safe Labor Day to all your listeners.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the homeless and the panhandlers can find some place to stay out of the rain the next couple of days.
Okay. Now, I was looking at the news the other day. The city did buy a hotel for $1 from the state of Alabama. And I'm thinking, well, since the city's going to have a hotel, why not use that hotel like I think Birmingham, a lot of now Los Angeles, they want to tell their private business owners, if you have empty rooms, you need to rent them to homeless. You're talking about something that's the worst suggestion anybody ever made. That would be one.
Yeah, I really feel for the property owners out in California whose government is working against them and penalizing them for their political agendas. Private property rights are some of the bedrocks of our foundation, of our Constitution. If a city wants to be a sanctuary city and put up the homeless or put up the illegals, then they're certainly entitled to do it. And that's what voters and elections are all about. But to force private property owners, and that, I point out that one of the fundamental aspects of our Constitution says that there shall be no forced quartering of troops, and that stems from when the British were in charge of America back in the day. They forced private citizens to house and feed British troops that were occupying this country. And so our founding fathers put it in the Constitution. Now, can you imagine, here we are 250 years later, the government coming up and saying, hey, you live at 2941 Elm Street. Tell you what we're going to do. You got 3 bedrooms. We want one of them. You got to feed and house 2 strangers and take care of all their needs. I'm sorry. The last time I checked, that's the Soviet Union. We ain't there.
Right. Let me see what is on air. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. That's you. Good morning. Pretty good. How you?
Thanks, sir. It's a pleasure. Yes, sir. And thank you for being a taxpayer like the rest of us.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's 2 schools of thought on that, and I'll quote our esteemed presiding judge, Johnny Hardwick, some years ago, when the dog catchers would climb fences and take pictures of people's backyards where they had animals chained up or had water and food out them or didn't have water and food out for the animals. And then they would issue citations. Judge Hardwick said, you have to establish that the government has a right to cross your property lines, that an emergency situation called exigent circumstances have to exist. If not, you get a search warrant. That's why we have courts and we have a legal due process. The sacredness of a property owner's home is just that, and it is to be protected by the government. When the government starts violating it, we have due process rights and responsibilities to hold the government accountable. And I think no trespassing sign, unless there is an emergency, or unless they have a court order, then they should be precluded from coming onto your property. Now, I will say this, there are emergency situations, police officers pursuing a felon, fires in the neighborhood, dangerous animals, snakes or something in your backyard, and they've got to be stopped. We have a ordinance which says, and you've seen these signs on wooden stakes in people's front yards, 10-day notice to cut the grass, right? You've seen those. And that's the government using due process, giving the homeowner notice. That's right. That's right. And if not, then they can either go get a search warrant or they get some kind of enforcement of a city ordinance. Now, there are city ordinance which allows the city to come in and tear down property, remove trash from broken down trees and things of that nature, which are not only an eyesore, they damage the value of the other properties in the neighborhood. They're a safety and public safety health hazard. In those cases, say after a tornado, the government can come in with a truck and a tree, pull a tree out because the tree's partially blocking the highway, but not coming on your property, not crossing that fence. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Right. I am not aware of any ordinance which allows the city to cross your threshold without a public hearing, without proper notice. Now, if they give you notice, I'll give you an example. If people do park their cars not on driveways, but in the grass, that's illegal. That's illegal in Montgomery. They can ticket you. They can ticket you. Okay. It doesn't say they can tow your car. Okay. I am not aware of any. Yeah, and I'm in agreement with you. I do not know of any city ordinance. I could be wrong, but I do not know of any city ordinance where they can cut a lock and take your property without giving you due process. Simple as that. Due process is them giving you notice or scheduling a hearing before the council, and then the city council. Well, no, only after due process. And I am, like I said, let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. I am not aware that with absent a court order that they can cut your lot and steal your property. Bottom line. Okay. In those cases, with the court order, they probably can. Because if they can articulate to a judge that it's a danger to the neighborhood, there's a possibility of children being locked in the trunk and dying. There are dangerous animals living in the vehicle. But not if it's an eyesore, not if it devalues the neighbor's property, not if some neighbor calls their city councilman and complains and fusses. They don't have that right. Okay. But remember, if they get a court order, that means you got notice of a hearing and you could come to that hearing. And like I said, I cannot see a Montgomery County judge issuing an order for old rusty car to be pulled out of your backyard and your lock be cut. I just can't see that. And if that has happened, you need to talk to a private attorney.
Appreciate it. But wouldn't that old car constitute a hazard if kids got back there and got in the car, things of that nature?
And that's the thing. In this scenario, there's a fence with a lock on it. So what are the children doing back there? This is private property. If you want to keep an antique vehicle, look, good Lord. I'll give you a better example. I had worked my way through high school at a Piggly Wiggly grocery store. Bought my first car, old Chevy, old Plymouth Duster. I drove it to college. I went in the military. I parked it in my father's backyard. 20 years later,
It was still there?
It was still there. I came back, put a new battery in it, changed the oil, put some tires on it, drove that sucker till I got me something else. But
Duster.
they didn't come, and they didn't come and take mine.
Yeah.
So there has to be something else or something extraordinary for what I'm hearing, unless, and there's always this possibility, some politician ordered somebody in a city department to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good morning. You're on there with Mickey McDermott.
Good morning, my friend. It's good to hear your voice again. Well, Judge Hardwick is the leader of the pack in this community. Take my word for it. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. And what goes on in somebody's home is their business. What goes on in their backyard is their business.
Okay. Okay.
I have not. I think we maybe need to invite Miss Stacy Lott Bellinger onto the air and let her address that issue with the city contract.
And it's a contract shared by the city and the county. They get $42,000 a month.
And what are they going to do with it?
Well, they're getting paid to administer or at least guide our city council and our county commission on what they can spend money on. Although it is on the internet, which you can spend it on, but
Well, municipalities have a tendency to bring in experts for certain legal issues and investment issues. And I will say this, Steve, I don't know about these particular experts or this contract, but I will say this: when you're dealing, and especially with federal dollars, you're supposed to walk a real fine line. Just look at the city of Dothan right now, which is going to be in a world of hurt because it was misspending federal dollars that were supposed to be used to feed children and the poor. And that's the ongoing FBI investigation that I'm aware of. Let's hope that this was a valid contract, not a political plum, and that information and direction and guidance to our city officials will produce good results for all of us. If not, let's hope that there's federal oversight on those dollars.
Well, we all can read.
That doesn't mean
we all can read. We can, I don't know.
Indeed. Well, you know as well as I do, Steve, that sometimes contracts are open and done for political favors and votes on other issues, and the the dynamics and the calculus of politics sometimes is far beyond my pay grade and
Mine too.
and Kevin's too.
Yeah.
Before you go, a real quick story. I forgot just a second. I was a Montgomery police officer years ago, and we got called to help tow truck drivers impound cars that had been repossessed. And my supervisor told me to do it. I did it. And then a couple of days later, I got called in. Hey, why'd you do this? Well, my boss told me to do this. You can't do this. And I was like, so I'm the bad guy because I did what I was told. And yeah, no. Oddly enough, it was a good friend of yours.
Yeah.
And so we basically got told never do that again, and we never did that again. And years later, when I was in law school, I was going through a class on exactly that issue, and I realized just how bad we had done.
All right. Hey, appreciate it. Got to take a break. We'll be back. Mickey McDermott getting legal questions, something like that. I want to know who gave dogs the same rights as human beings. You can tell me that when we come back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
So repossession of somebody's car is not a legal, I guess that's a civil issue.
It's a civil issue, and unless there's breach of the peace, people shooting and throwing guns or threatening to kill the drivers for repossessing, which does happen.
You can understand it.
Law enforcement does not participate in those kinds of things. It's called acting under the color of law, and they would be helping a private enterprise civil matter without court authority. The only time, what we later on, and pretty much standard practice is to now stand by and make sure the peace is not broken. People don't shoot each other, that kind of thing. That's supposed to be the limit of law enforcement's participation.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Still no major problems or accidents. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send you on an alternate route. We're looking at your traffic flow map. 6585 interchange looks like it's beginning to run a little slow as you're heading towards Day Street, straight ahead towards Maxwell. So watch out for there. Otherwise, we are clear.
You want a cup of water or something?
I'm good.
Okay.
Football and ball at Midtown Plaza. Shop baseball, GameStop, and more. Midtown Plaza and Street off of I-85, another great McClinton and Company development. Talk about fixing the law from Montgomery Skywatch Traffic. This is major delay.
Waiting was such a mistake. That's one of the things we hear most after we successfully treated one of our patients for erectile dysfunction. At Montgomery Men's Health, we want you to know first and foremost that waiting is a mistake, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it can be to treat your ED. Using what you've got is important, not just for your relationship, but for your overall health. There's some truth to the phrase, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. At Montgomery Men's Health, we'll fight for your ability to consistently perform without the anxiety that so many men experience. In fact, you might even find you performing like you haven't in a long time. We only treat ED and low T at Montgomery Men's Health, and we've successfully treated many men with protocols that are effective in nearly 90% of cases. We also have a full complement of treatments, including acoustic wave therapy, so you get the one that works best for you. So don't wait. Make an appointment. For just $99, you get a medical consultation, blood work, and if medically advised, a test goes. Call today, 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, I'm Jody.
And I'm Kathy from American Oak and More.
And the Rusty Furniture Outlet.
We would like to say thank you to everyone in Montgomery, Atalda, and Elmore County for voting us your #1 furniture store in the 2022 Reader's Choice Awards. If you've never shopped with us before,
Man, if I'm still here at all, I'm gonna kind of get you guys on Mix 103 and Y102 about your your thing, your
Bridge camp?
yeah.
Yeah. We've got a kind of like a long-term partnership worked out to do it at the Biscuit Stadium from now on. We're going to get there this year. Safe, efficient, ran good. Kids had a great time. So we're going to try to keep that going.
Major,
Yes.
you know Mickey? You know Mickey McDermott?
Actually, you and I met like 20 years ago.
Probably so. Good morning. Good to see you. I've forgotten folks I ain't even met yet.
Okay.
So I am not good with faces and names.
Okay. He's a former airborne ranger though. A real
A real one. Not just somebody who wears clothes.
well,
He buys a t-shirt. You know,
hey, this was during the time of my youth and greatness.
You pick up any of that shit as clothing sales.
Now this ain't. So I'm
Don't
not
sell it to anybody.
Well, yeah, but I'm not a Ranger Joe kind of guy that just goes down to Ranger Joe's and buys shit. I don't do that. But
just because you're not on jump status doesn't mean you ain't airborne.
That's right. That's right.
It's like there's no former Marines. There's only retired Marines.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Remind me, I need to talk about Marines on the radio there for a minute, just a second.
Okay. How they screwed me.
Have made high school sports safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School
I use that term wrong. There's no such thing as an ex-Marine. There's former Marines, but there's no ex-Marine.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
How do I get this working? How's that? Okay, we are back. Good morning, everybody. I guess it's Mickey McDermott, attorney at law. If you guys want to ask the question or so, let me take one. I got some guys been holding on a while, so let me get them out of the way, and then you get back to you there, Mickey. I'm going to get to you anyway, but you know what I mean. Good morning on there. Morning.
Morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, it's a pleasure. Hopefully it's in a good light. Well, thank you. That means a lot to me.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm scared already. Yes, ma'am. Why? Yes, ma'am, I believe I can. This law school question is brought to you by our good friend here on the radio this morning. You know, politicians and legislatures write laws all day long. They change them, tweak them, improve them, dismiss them, and we all are subject to the law. And the old phrase that ignorance of the law is no excuse is absolutely incumbent upon all of us to understand as our civics lesson for today. The legislature.
Give me the short version this morning, because I'm running out of time.
Short version is there are laws in place, and Not only parents, teachers, and administrators have to follow them, there are consequences and there's oversight. Due process is a person has fundamental right, and we set in place legal protections to protect those rights. We use law enforcement not only to protect the rights of the citizens, but to punish and arrest and monitor the conduct of each of us. The law is a set of rules and regulations that we all as a society agree to and we live by. Okay, and when we disregard that law, we are punished, we are arrested, go through the legal process, and we can be incarcerated. We can up to lose our lives. Okay, same thing for school teachers. They have rules and regulations like mandatory reporter, and if they fail to carry out those duties, if oversight finds out about it, they will be punished. Same thing for administrators using the dollars that we give them to spend.
So basically, there's a process.
There's a process.
Good morning. Who's this? Yes.
Kudos to the councilman.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why we give councilmen the discretionary funds to help out in their districts or help children and families out in need with cutting through the red tape and solving problems.
Well, I don't have time for any more calls right now, guys. We'll catch you on the other side of 8 o'clock. Right now, we got about 45 seconds, but I still want to talk about it. It does seem that dogs have more rights than human beings around here, and I'm just trying to figure out. A dog is a chicken in another country, and you put them in a pot and cook them. So I don't know why in America we got this thing about we dogs got the same right as I do. You can tell me when we come back why that's bad. Because I just don't know where these dogs got all these rights at. I mean, we treat dogs. You can't treat You can treat prisoners in a local prison worse than you can treat a dog. And I do not understand that. Although some of the prisoners, deserve to be treated tough. But they all have is you're still supposed to treat people humanely.
I have to agree with you there. I have to agree with you there. Look at this.
Yeah, man. I have never wanted to do that. Never wanted to do that. I need the help of the strange. I need to know that if I fall out of faint, that something's gonna open. When you halo, and let's say you do
pass out.
Pass out.
You carry altimeter here and you have an automatic opener at 3,500 feet. If you have not made an adjustment to it, it automatically opens.
Okay, that's good. Well, see, I didn't know that. I just know I ain't.
Rodriguez in New York.
That's
The
it, man.
consensus on just released jobs numbers. Employers were hiring at a slow.
It looks fun, but that's just
pace.
too high up. What's the highest you jump?
And fears of recession.
35,000.
The Labor Department says 315,000 jobs were created in August. That compares to 528,000.
The coolest thing is when you fly into a cloud, you're falling and all you see is white and gray. And you don't see anybody else, no sun, and it gets dark in the cloud, and you're just falling. You have no clue what's below. You're just praying.
That ain't a plane coming.
High prices aren't keeping Americans home
So,
this weekend.
35,000. Hell, that's as far as a bunch of countries. Hell, what's the curvature of the Earth? How many miles is that?
Oh, it can go up to over 100,000.
Summer adventure, but this year they're hitting
Those
the road.
high altitude balloon jumps.
Yeah.
But 35,000 is so that when you can open your chute high
doing a drivable
and you can
destination.
drive 100 miles through the air.
Speech to the nation.
You don't have a radar signature.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represented extremism.
Did you hear that last night?
Yeah,
Of our republic.
I can't see.
I can. That's horrible. That's as close to fascism in this country as I've ever
That's
heard.
got, we live in an oppositional system where one team goes against the other team. It's called adversarial. Like our courtroom is adversarial, but for doing that adversarial, you get to the truth. At least you used to. I don't know what you get to now.
The gunman tried to kill Vice President Cristina Fernandez outside her home, but failed when his weapon misfired. The suspect, quickly arrested, Fernandez is facing trial on corruption charges. Extreme heat is making the job more difficult for crews fighting a wildfire northwest of LA. Several were treated for heat-related injuries.
They got a show. I don't know if it's still on now. Called SEAL Team. I love that show. It was kind of real, although the one where the guy came streaming in at speed.
Working together to keep people healthy.
Now, coming in, streaming in at speed on a static line jump is one thing. But streaming in at speed from 35,000 feet.
Oh, you're not going fast. You can control that speed.
Yeah.
You have brakes.
Yeah, now if you shoot, don't.
Well, that's true. You're speeding at 33 feet per second. Gravity rules. But
it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us.
Square canopies are very drivable.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've
seen it. Sport jumpers who are very they have wingsuits. They can move laterally for miles and miles and miles. They have competitions to where you come in and you control the shoot so that your feet touch the ground and you slide across the ground for hundreds of feet. Whoever slides the furthest.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, and then you pop the chute and you stop.
So it's like a brake on one of them fast cars.
Exactly.
See, I don't. What do you call the square chutes? What are those? I did the T10, the one dash brought the T10.
Yeah, you're a long ways away. They have different nomenclatures, but they're squares. That's the whole. Yeah. Drivable canopies.
They look neat.
Yeah, you can go up to Tuskegee and jump. You can jump one of them. Matter of fact, you can go online and register. There are water jumps available for ex-airborne all over the country. They'll let you do water jumps.
I'm gonna leave the water thing alone. Conrad had me jump in the water one time because you had to do it in rip and stuff like that. And I like to drown, but he said, "Trust me."
I used to have this colonel that he played Santa Claus every year in Demopolis.
Yeah.
For the city parade, and he would do a water jump okay, in the city of Demopolis. We fly over in helicopter and throw Santa Claus out in the water.
Man, but have you ever seen anything so pretty? Coming back into Fort Lewis with Mount Rainier in the background.
I have a picture. I have a Christmas card.
Yeah.
Picture of that. I put it up every year. We did a mock assault on the airfield, Gray Army Airfield there at Fort Lewis.
I thought that was Hunter Army Airfield.
Hunter is the helicopters.
Right, okay.
Gray is the long runways.
Oh, okay.
And we would take we would jump on the runway and take the airfield, hold the airfield for follow-up units to land, and their background is Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
Early in the morning, late at night, and you got that orange, purple sky.
Yeah.
That's a good job.
I mean, I got
it. If you've ever been to Yakima,
yeah. Been Yakima, yeah.
The Hawk,
yeah,
he is tough to jump on because you get out there, especially in those round canopies, no telling where you're gonna lay.
Wow. Man, we could talk forever about the things. Things that ain't got nothing to do with talk radio.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. My honored guest this morning is Attorney Mickey McDermott, who also used to be a policeman some years ago, whenever that was, in his youthful days, I guess. Because he ain't that old now. I'm older than he is. So that's just one of the things that goes. But anyway, if you got any questions, 860-1440, you can text me if you can't. If you don't want people to know who your voice is, 241-9998. I can get a text. I may not can make a call on my phone, but I can get a text. 241-9998 is my number here. Mickey and I served in the same unit in the Army. Now I know there are people on this thing here that always say I've never been in and I never did this and I never did that. Okay, whatever the case may be. There's something you shouldn't have to prove to a fool.
I can honestly say that I have stood in the chow line at Fort Lewis, the 2nd Range Battalion, with Kevin.
Yeah. So, I've been there, done that, But what really get me though, some people think that if you are made by your MOS, when you go to the Rangers or any of those SF units or any of those special operations, you have to do you can only get there if you fill a slot. If you fill a slot that they need, TOE slots. And when the day I joined, they said they didn't want no infantrymen, they didn't want no supply men. What they wanted were 94 Bravos. And so if I was going to get there, the only way I was going to get there, brother, I had to take a spatula with me. I didn't really like it, but a man had to do what a man had to do.
Service is service. While I got you out here, I want to remind if any of you were civilians or family members or members of the U.S. Marine Corps, you're ever stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1957 and 1983, please reach out to an attorney or some of these sites that are all over the internet. Congress has passed compensation for the harm that was suffered by all those who were stationed or lived there due to contaminated water. Please reach out to them and get your just desserts because you deserve it. You served it. You might as well get paid for it.
But now here's my problem with that. There's not a person ever been in the military that did not have to go in some situation that was dangerous.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there.
Okay, so now we want to get paid for it. I mean, that's what we do.
The problem with this one is that the government knew that there were wastewater chemicals being put into the groundwater, but then they were drawing the groundwater, and it was the base water system. So if you took a shower and you lived in outpost housing, or you were a visitor to a family member who's graduating for basic training, and you stayed at the hotel on Camp Lejeune because they have a hotel there, you were contaminated with water that a governmental official from this country knew was causing long-term birth defects and carcinomas, and they knew it, and they didn't do anything about it. We like to hold our government accountable because that's our right under our Constitution, to hold our government accountable. We may not all agree on how to do that, but holding our government accountable either from the local level by going to your city council and voting and standing up and voicing your displeasure, to standing on the steps of the U.S. Capitol to complain, or like my father, who got in a lot of trouble years ago as a retired veteran. He went to the Congress of the United States, stood in the gallery, and started yelling that they had promised him free medical care for life if he served in World War II. And when they withdrew that, he went up and complained. And it took Congress a while, but they went back and reinstated those benefits for veterans. And I think that's what we do. That's why we have First Amendment rights in this country.
But here's my problem with class action. Now, yeah, you may end up getting a little bit of something, and not to dog your profession, but you guys gonna end up with most of the money.
True. I'll give you that now. But sometimes in class action lawsuits, the judges or the courts will set limits on attorney's fees. The attorney's fees, like in a class action lawsuit, are based on the totality of the total number, okay? Not just the individual. I occasionally, there are class action lawsuits that you and I can just join. I can tell you 15 off the top of my head. If you bought a Snapper lawnmower in the last 5 years, if you fill out a coupon, if you had your data breached because you were
part of Yahoo or something,
a Visa card, credit card. Type in classactionlawsuits.com. You fill out the forms, send in the proofs.
They'll send you $10.
They might get send you $10. That's $10 you didn't have.
Well, that's
and if you don't feel like you want it, you're like I do. I endorse the back of it, put it in offer plate.
Okay, that's a good move. Okay, I can't argue with that. Okay, and then trust me, lawyers, we need them because you guys write the law that only you understand.
Well, look at it this way. Next time you get in trouble, you got some loved one dealing with a real estate question, or they've just been arrested, or you were in a bad car wreck.
We need you.
No, if you don't like lawyer, call Plum.
Okay, we need you. Good morning. Who's this? Morning.
Morning. Well, that just shows you how smart Kevin is. Okay. Exactly. That's called due process. That's what we're saying. Just give us due process. I really don't. Why don't you tell us? So that antique vehicle is sitting in my garage that I'm rebuilding from 1947 is a junk car because it doesn't even have wheels yet. That's right. It is. It is a fund. You have to make an application. There's I wasn't on any planes that I'm aware of that we jumped together, but I did see him at Second Ranger Bat a couple times.
Yeah, get you.
All right. Well, have a good morning.
Appreciate it because your leg. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning.
Okay, guess you're not there.
Oh. Hello. How are you, dear?
Wait a minute. You already called. It's okay. I know, but because I can't go. I can't go all day. I know. You had 6 minutes with him. Well, he did mention that it was important. Okay, I'll let him answer that.
Okay, so what you're saying is that the school board has some kind of contracts?
Well, not the
Or-
school board, the county commission.
Okay.
Okay, and they got this website called Montgomery Thrive, and it is how they propose to spend the ARPA money.
Okay, so it's
Okay.
transparency. Okay.
Well, her thing is that shouldn't all that stuff be online so you can see it all?
Unless there are requirements from the federal government, certain parts of it be kept confidential, because and sometimes in contracts between entities, there are confidentiality clauses. For litigation purposes and exposure of individuals who are involved in the process. But if it's public money, usually I recommend transparency. I have to commend the state of Alabama. But if I, as an attorney, represent someone on a murder case and the state pays me, how much the state pays me and the time that I put in it is on a website. You can go to it right now, the Alabama Transparency through the website, and see how much I got paid for representing that person.
So put your business all out there.
Yeah, and why not? The IRS has got it in already. And I think she is right as a citizen. She has that right. She certainly should be in front of the county commission saying, you get this money, we want to know how you spend it, put it online. I happen to have represented personally and been a friend with Elton Dean years ago, and bless his late heart. He was a proponent of that most of the time. And we had that conversation many years ago on a county contract. And I know for a fact the county, they didn't put it online because technology at the time was a little bit sketchy. So what they did was they made copies of it and put it in a basket outside the county commission door. If you wanted a copy, come by and get one. So let's hope, ma'am, that if your efforts to increase transparency for the taxpayers works to our all benefit. And thank you for doing it.
Okay. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Pretty good.
Good morning, sir. Okay, sir. Brother, let me tell you, there are people in my profession who eat, sleep, and dream about those kind of lawsuits. But understand, a lawyer can't just initiate a lawsuit. We have to have somebody come to us who has standing or a legal right to bring a lawsuit. Well, let me give you a quick example. I'm representing a number of people against a bank, and once we got the case open, their friends and neighbors started coming out of the woodwork. So we're on the verge of converting a lawsuit to a class action lawsuit. But like I said, I just can't think of, I want to sue GM tomorrow because I don't like GM. They got lots of money. Nope, don't work that way because they have due process as well. Well, I will tell you, all you got to do is go on Facebook and try to buy something that's advertised that is a wonderful looking product, and you pay for it and you never get it because it was a scam in the first place. There's somebody in Nigeria or China who's laughing at you.
That's true.
And so that's well, and you know as well as I do. There's got car dealers that show up on the corner. You buy a car, and 2 days you don't even make it home before it breaks down, and then they're gone when you go back. Welcome to my world.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, brother.
Gotta take a break. We'll be back. I guess Attorney at Law Mickey McDermott. You well in calls for him. Now, if y'all would do me a favor, I realize that y'all have you all have some legal philosophy. I'm good with that. But can we limit our conversation to a question? Rather than a philosophical opinion. And I'm all into philosophy. Believe me, I am. But sometimes it just takes a little longer than I need to take with my guests. Okay, so no philosophical presentations, but a question or comment. All right, we'll be back right after this. Our numbers are 860-1440. You can text me 241-9998. I may not could call you on my phone, but I can get a text 241-9998 334-241-9998 if you got any questions for the attorney this morning. Okay, Mickey McDermott. We'll be back.
That's a good music playing.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Yeah, boy, I remember some of those days coming back. You could always tell when we was coming home, but you would see I tell you. Now I must admit, it's funny how planes look coming in when we coming home, but when you're inside that monster, you tired, you hot, you got all this heavy equipment with you. But from a standpoint of sitting outside looking at this land, oh, it's beautiful, beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Whew. I couldn't believe, I went to winter training a few times, and we're in Alaska somewhere where we had to wear these big old snow boots, not the Mickey Mouse boots, but the big old, I call them Daniel Boone boats, Daniel Boone boat. And I didn't realize, I said, I don't need these heavy boots. And then I took one of them off and like went 3 feet in the snow. I said, wow, but how did they feel? When you're only 5'6", how in God's name did I carry all that stuff?
Yeah, it looked good on paper.
It looks good on paper, but I mean, you got your regular boots, you got your white boots, whatever they call them boots, pressurized Mickey Mouse boots. You got your weapons case. You have your rucksack, parachute. You got your reserve.
Water
and how do we carry that?
Despite quote heavy redactions from the DOJ
when I jumped in at Grenada,
they
weighed us.
Yeah.
I weighed 706 pounds before I waddled on that plane.
This is what the FBI is now.
I carried the base plate to a mortar between my legs.
My Lord, that's the only time that you don't care if you crash and burn in. All you need to do get some of that weight off you.
Well, you know that what rucksack release?
Yeah.
When I popped that release, there were tracers coming through the air. I popped the release, and I heard my rucksack hit. Now, the rucksack's 30 feet long. Okay?
Yeah.
I heard the lanyard separate because it went.
Many families have been devastated by the
had so much weight on it, it shredded it.
I was with the 82nd doing that thing. We were waiting. I didn't never get a chance to go in, and come think, but y'all knocked it out pretty quick. And
3 days.
yeah, it wasn't no sense in sending everybody over there.
I standing there.
And we'd like to help you.
And,
Dudley DeBosier is
they,
filing claims this
we were
week.
walking,
Visit
we were doing a
DD
column down this road,
DD
and I didn't know where we were going. And,
You did the guy in front of you.
next thing you know, we're at the airport. Hey, we were here before on the plane. We're gone. I'm back at Hunter Liggett.
And Conrad, I think First Sergeant Conrad got injured over there. That was my RIP instructor when I got there.
Really?
Yeah.
Joe Conrad?
Yeah.
George. Yeah. I kind of got in trouble with him. I lived next door to him.
Did you?
George Conrad. I fooled around with his daughter Denise. Got in trouble. When I came on active duty, he found me. See, I grew up right off Fort Benning.
Okay.
I had black hats. I had Sergeant Major Basil Plumley.
Mm.
They were my neighbors. I cut their grass.
That's kind of uncomfortable.
It was when I was going through jump school because everybody knew me and they knew my dad, they knew my uncle.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita.
Those were, you know, what's that book by Ernest Hemingway? I know it's For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Oh, yeah.
He said, it was the best of times and was the worst of times. You know, it was,
yeah. Spent a lot of money on strippers outside the 82nd Airborne. Well, and they were the best of times. And then I'd be broken and eating the chow hog. So it was the worst of times. At the end of the month, you had to sneak a couple MREs into the room because you're out of food.
Oh, well.
Ben Shapiro Show tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
All right. Before I get back to my guest, let me tell you about the sponsor of our show, of course, which is JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. You need a car right now, but your credit is all jacked up. Well, they don't worry about your credit. You can buy there, you can pay there. Okay. The cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues. Okay. 272-4313. They have been vigorously and rigorously inspected. So if you're ready to ride, you want a car, a pre-loved car. I hate to use that word used. Pre-loved car. Okay. You need one today. You got a little money to put down on it. 272-4313. Okay. And if they don't have it, you need to call that number and ask Steve, he can get you one. Now go to the website, jllanetruckandauto.com, jllanetruckandauto.com right now, and you'll see the inventory. And don't forget, you can buy there, you can pay there, so you don't have to kiss the ring of Montgomery's credit bureau. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. Forget about that. Everybody has a hiccup in their lives. I've had a couple of them, as a matter of fact. But you know what? You're honest with Mr. Lane, they'll be honest with you guys. They'll treat you good. You'll come back for more and more and more and more. Okay, buy there and pay there. So give them a call, 272-4313, or go to the website, jllanetruckandauto.com, and pick out your car. And by this afternoon, by 5 o'clock, you ought to be riding. You know, it's Labor Day weekend. You can't go pick her up on the bus. Okay, you need a car, because even though the bus has its uses, but not today. Not today. JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto, 272-4313. One more thing, our show is also being brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. So, do you feel low energy, low libido? Don't know what libido means, but I think I got a clue, but I'm not exactly sure. You may have low T. Now, me and Mickey, we don't have low T. We're paratroopers. Okay, we don't get, even when we got low T, we don't have low T. We threaten it. Okay, and it gets back up there. But if you're one of those people that have it, you need to spend $99. Okay, it'll change your life. Okay, remember when you were a little younger, nobody could top you or stop you. Well, you can get that again. You can be the man one more time. But it starts with a call to Montgomery Men's Health at 334-440-3663. It also includes a PSA test. Okay. Oh, okay. PSA test. So check it out. Give them a call, Montgomery Men's Health, 440-3663. From now on, when they look at the word testosterone, they'll think of you. I'm just trying to tell you. Let me see who's this on the phone. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Sergeant.
Good morning, sir. Well, two things. One, thank you for calling. Two is there is a prayer walk tomorrow at Carver Elementary for Mobile Heights. I certainly think we want to encourage anyone who would like to come out and say a prayer to the good Lord to protect the children as they start school year back. Please do. And as to your question, sir, we have several programs that where lawyers volunteer their time. The Alabama State Bar sponsors a program called the VLP, Volunteer Lawyer Program, where you can call the Alabama State Bar at 264-515-1515, and they will hook you up with a lawyer who will, we all agree, who are members of the program, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases a year, and whether it be a divorce or bankruptcy or a real estate issue, housing issue, we certainly have lawyers who will volunteer for those programs. There's the Montgomery County Bar Association, which has a volunteer lawyer program. Contact the VLP. They're in the white pages of the phone book. You can also contact Legal Services of Alabama, which is a state and federally funded organization. I believe they're about to relocate to their new offices on South Perry Street. They're in the blue pages of the phone book as well. They have like a 1-800 number. They have offices all throughout the state for low income and disabled, and we have programs for people, who are, especially women who are involved in domestic violence. We have programs to provide them with free legal assistance. We certainly understand the cost of legal services is high, and if you can't afford it, you should still have access to justice. I've got a drawer full of, I call them pro bono cases, where folks just can't pay, but it still needs to get done. And I think most lawyers in my profession believe that you get from the community, so you give back to the community. There's programs that are available. You just got to reach out to them. And if you can't find the numbers, or feel free to call my office. I'll find you the numbers and give them to you, or you can look them up online, type in Legal Services of Alabama, and there'll be a phone number. You give them a call, you get an interview, and hopefully you can get representation to help you deal with your issue. And thank you, callers.
And what's your number?
I am 264-5151.
Oh, that's easy. I can remember that one.
Yeah, but I'm not here to solicit any business, but I'd be glad to help somebody at least get to where they need to go. Kevin, you and I have made an agreement. I'm going to come in the first Friday of every month.
Right.
And I'll continue to do that. I've enjoyed my time here today. It's 8:30. I'll be headed to the office.
Oh.
Get rest next to my part of my day going. I got a few more minutes. We got a few more.
Well, I'll take just one more call here. Good morning, you're on air. Morning.
You mean like a product infringement? Okay, so, I don't, but I do have an attorney in Birmingham that I can refer that number to and give you their number. Yes, sir. The reason I say that is because product infringement, you have to be able to validate that you own the product, you have legal rights to it. Well, that's true, but you still have obligations for trademark and copyright and those things, and you have to meet that burden. I'll give you a great example. There is a pair of shoes out there with a design on them. I see them in town every once in a while. Young people wear them, and I know for a fact that the young lady that designed them was so proud of her work, she put it out on the internet. And somebody in China saw it, started making the pattern and selling it. That's right. And that's why there are copyright and trademark laws and patents, and there are attorneys who specialize in that. Give me a call and I'll give you a number of somebody you can talk to. Kevin, I've enjoyed my time here.
Appreciate it. Well, don't forget to come back. We'll see you next month.
All right, brother.
Hopefully. And Matter of fact, when you do that, let me take my break, my bottom of the hour break, and we shall return uno momento.
Airborne.
And I'll be your lawyer for, okay, I'll pretend to be a lawyer when I come back.
When you said you had a few hiccups in life, I was sitting there going, I don't know about you, brother, but I burped.
I threw up.
All right, I'll see myself out.
Thank you, sir. Always good to see you.
If he hadn't paid you in a week, call me.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
But he in back what?
Let me see.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods. A new Dick's Sporting Goods warehouse sales store is now open in Montgomery at the shops at East Chase. Check out can't-miss deals for the entire family. Get ready to save up to 70% off on thousands of items. Grand opening celebration September 2nd to the 5th.
After some scattered showers and storms yesterday in our southeastern counties, I think today everybody has a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Coverage around 50%. High temperatures right around 90 degrees. If it's not raining, it will be partly to maybe mostly cloudy. For tonight, it should be a mainly quiet night, muggy in the 70s. And then we'll have scattered to numerous showers and storms this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Elevated rain chances, but there will be periods of dryness. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. 2 accidents have been reported so far this morning. One on Highway 31 up at the Pine Level 65 exit, so watch for that. And another, I've got a pedestrian struck near Jeff Davis at Danley. So please use caution, avoid that area. If you see something else giving you trouble, contact us. We'll pass the info along. Appreciate your help. At ReinhardtToyota.com, you can see and purchase vehicles that are on order and haven't arrived yet. Get the Toyota you want at ReinhardtToyota.com. Buckle up. It's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly health care costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too. Now, during this challenging season, with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up, Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too. Now, during this challenging season, with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up, Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
The sun may be bearing down, but that doesn't mean that outside activities stop. And overdoing it in Alabama's extreme temperatures and high humidity can have serious consequences. When temperatures go up, so does the risk for heat illness. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke tend to be two of the most common forms of heat-related illnesses. Heat exhaustion is the milder form and can occur after exposure to high temperatures and lack of fluids, but it isn't something to be taken lightly. Heat exhaustion can easily progress into a more serious illness like heat stroke, which can damage the brain and other vital organs and even cause death. Heat stroke, sometimes called sunstroke, occurs when the body is unable to cool itself down. Protect yourself from heat-related illnesses by drinking plenty of water while outside, staying indoors during extreme heat, and eliminating strenuous activities during the hottest part of the day. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
The Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
Alrighty then. What can I tell you? Some people got real jobs. So Mickey had to leave. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna have once a month just to answer some of your questions. Okay, not your philosophical theories, but your legal questions, the way anyway, to the extent that he can answer them. Anyway, good morning to you. Also tomorrow, yesterday, it seems that there was a shooting someplace, which is not unusual today because there's always a shooting someplace around here. But this was by Sept Johnson, I guess, according to the newspaper. And we don't want those kinds of things to happen. And another thing, he never had a chance to answer. But well, let me tell you what. Finish the story. Police responded to reports of shots fired near Sept and Johnson Elementary School on Thursday. The incident did not happen on the school grounds. So, and my question is, why did you mention this school? I'll never understand why you like Lee for a couple of years there. Every time something happened around the community, they say near Lee High School. I don't know why you. Is that a reason to I'm a pro public school guy. I don't like the atmosphere that's in some of the schools, and I don't like the excuses that are being made why we can't change that atmosphere. But I'm a pro guy for public school. We all pay taxes. We all ought to be able to go to a school, get a decent education without having to come out of our pocket of our tax money and our other personal money to send our kids to another school. Okay, that's what I'm just saying. So I'm pro. So let's not put the schools in a bad light unless they deserve it. Okay. Let me see now. Biden made a speech last night. That's got to be the dumbest president we ever had in America. I'm not. Okay, dumb is not it. Okay, dumb, stupid. Okay, stupid. As I define the word this morning, being dull. Okay, lacking mental enthusiasm. Okay, just being slow. That's him. I don't know how you guys voted for that guy. Anyway, and it must be an election year because guess what we're going to do? We are going to try to give the federal job workers a 4.6 federal pay raise. Well, now that's good. Everybody needs a pay raise every once in a while. But with inflation going up to 9 to 10 to 11%, what the hell gives a 4.6% pay raise? It just makes you think. It's kind of like the minimum wage. The minimum wage is the biggest con on poor people that there ever has been in America. It's a con. Okay? If the same day minimum wage goes up, if everything else goes up, did you really get a raise? Whoop, no. Also, want to put a thing. I was on Alabama State last night. My son's going to something called Upward Bound. I'd heard about that program when I was little, but I didn't know what it was. I thought that was really for the gifted and the smart people. Of course, I guess it is because that's why he is in it. But anyway, it's a great program where they help you any areas of your learning process, and they get you and prepared for if you decide to go to college. They'll prepare you to take the test. You even have in the summer you actually stay on Alabama State University. I think for a few days a week. You get used to the college environment. Von Seal out there. I enjoy. normally I don't even like staying in church for an hour. But we were there about an hour like that. I'm gonna try to get somebody on to explain the program to you because I can't, I can't explain it to you. But it's a great program for kids who want to prepare themselves now on how to study, how to. I mean, studying is a big deal. If you can't master that, then you probably won't be successful in college. But it's an upward bound program. I'll get Von Seal, somebody come on the air one morning, and we'll talk about it. It's a great program. I'm just telling you, great program. And this is the first thing. This is the only thing that my child has decided he wanted to do. I can't get him to play football. I can't get him to do a basketball, but he wanted to engage in academia. I said, wow, okay then. Well, I like this. I like that. That's good. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, I'm doing fine. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. I think I do anyway. Well, my for the last week, my phone it don't even ring. Yeah. Okay, because my phone is been jacked up for a week. So I appreciate you, Scott. I'm trying to get it squared away now. It's 8:49. Well, I gotta take a break. Man, where's the time go when you're having fun? We'll be back right after this.
USFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
After some scattered showers and storms yesterday in our southeastern counties, I think today everybody has a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Coverage around 50%. High temperatures right around 90 degrees. If it's not raining, it will be partly to maybe mostly cloudy. For tonight, it should be a mainly quiet night, muggy in the 70s. Then we'll have scattered to numerous showers and storms this weekend, Saturday, Sunday.
and Monday, elevated rain chances, but there will be periods of dryness. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Place with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Food additives can harm children's development and raise the risk of obesity. To lower the risks, choose fresh fruits and vegetables when you can and avoid processed meats. Don't put plastic in the microwave because heat can cause chemicals to leak into your food. When cooking or serving hot foods, use glass or ceramic dishes. For more on keeping your child healthy, talk with your pediatrician or visit The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand, so I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
My wife and I enjoyed a wonderful dinner last week with friends we hadn't seen in a long time. The next day, we received a handwritten note which they delivered to our mailbox, letting us know how much they had enjoyed our dinner together, along with an article that we had discussed. You know, in today's high-tech, low-touch world, it's refreshing to get a thoughtful handwritten note once in a while. It's enough to inspire me to get started. To learn more, check us out at thekindnessrevolution.net.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. As a parent, it can be scary to hand the car keys to your teenager. To help your teen stay safe, be a good role model and follow traffic laws yourself. Set rules for your teen, including wearing a seatbelt, driving only during the day, and with limited distractions, including from their passengers. Finally, make sure your teen knows it is never okay to text and drive. For a sample driving agreement for teens, visit healthychildren.org.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. Now you're queen of your castle. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll feel empowered to own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to clearing financial hurdles, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remained strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
For most of Alabama, ticks and mosquitoes are more abundant from late spring to early fall. If you spend time outdoors or have pets that go outside, you need to be aware of the diseases they can carry to protect yourself and your family. Prevention is key in safeguarding against tick and mosquito-borne diseases. For more information and tips on how to protect you and your family from these pests, visit our website at alabamapublichealth.gov. Again, visit our website
Come on, man.
at alabamapublichealth.gov.
News Radio 1440 reminds you to speak clearly. It makes it much easier for us to take your words out of context.
That's true.
With Kevin Elkins is back. Got a comment? Call and be heard right now.
Alrighty then, we are back. Good morning. All right, don't have a whole lot of time left, so let's go to the phone right quick and see who's there. Good morning. Okay, you gotta give me a quick one because I'm running out of time. Well, let me ask something. Did we get a raise? Okay. If I'm the president of the United States, wait a minute, if I'm the president of the United States and I can declassify the files so they're not secret anymore, he was when he was in the White House. Right. But if he declassified these documents, then they're not top secret. Okay, yeah, but I don't really care about that. I mean, I don't care. I'll let the people in Washington D.C. figure that one out. But I got to run. I'll let people in Washington D.C. have that fight because they don't care nothing about me and I don't care nothing about them. Good morning. Quickly, not a bunch of questions. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Okay. All righty then. All right then. Now I thank God all the time. As a matter of fact, I don't just wait till the weekend. I thank Him every morning for waking up and on top of the ground rather than having the ground on top of me. But I think some of you folks get this thing that if we don't do it the way you do it, then we ain't doing it. We're not doing it. Well, I'm thankful all the time. Okay, all the time. More time. Matter of fact, I ought to be thankful a little bit more. As a matter of fact, anyway, 8:56 in the morning. We got a couple minutes left. But anyway, so much for that. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a great Labor Day weekend. I kind of hope it rains. That way, people won't go around shooting each other or anything like that because the sun's out. If the sun's out and it's hot and it's payday and alcohol involved with it, I don't know. It's going to be a tough weekend. So maybe if it rains, I know there's something going on at Gateway Park. A bunch of the politicians going to be there. I'm going to have to go out there and see exactly how many lies they tell me. Okay, but I'm going to be lurking around. Okay, if I get back in time. Okay, I'm just saying. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. And again, somebody said, well, people in the community already knew about the program. I didn't know anything about that program. I didn't know anything about Upward Bound. I heard of Upward Bound when I was a kid, but I just never knew what it was. So I guess they went to certain places and told people about it, but they didn't tell everybody about it. I never even seen them come across my desk. I've been in radio for 30 years, never even seen him. My son, they happened to go to Lee High School the other day, and they told him about this program, and he was automatically motivated to get involved in it. So maybe they ought to do a better job of telling people about the program. It seems to be a great program for kids who at least may think they want to go to a higher education or at least learn how to do better where they are. Okay, and you get the college experience at the same time you're getting the high school experience too. Obviously, now me, it probably wouldn't have worked with me because I don't want to stand. I had a hard time staying in the room, I had a hard time staying in the classroom for 1 hour, let alone all day long. But anyway, so much for that. So my time's up. I thank you for yours. Be careful what you do, and I'll leave you with a quote this morning that sums up all the things I have been saying all day. Where's it go? It says, okay. Too bad I can't get to it. Bye. Maybe next time.
Good morning. I'm Bethany Davis in the WSFA 12 newsroom. President Joe Biden called out former President Donald Trump and his political allies in a televised speech last night at Independence Hall. The president says former President Trump and, quote, MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the foundations of the republic. Now, President Biden,
you do that by selling out.
And embraces an extreme ideology. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy bashed the president and called on him to apologize for likening Republican beliefs to semi-fascism earlier in the week. The president ended his speech by urging Americans to vote. COVID cases are still on the rise in Alabama, but the state released its weekly COVID numbers showing the average number of daily cases are down over the last week to about 1,800 new cases a day. The percentage of COVID tests coming back positive now at 19.4%. The state health department is now offering the monkeypox vaccine to people who are at high risk for the virus. So far, 69 cases of monkeypox have been reported in Alabama. That's the news for your Friday. I'm Bethany Davis.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama. A Q4
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-632-4055 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-632-4055. That's 800-632-4055. What do you have to lose? Call 800-632-4055. Again, 800-632-4055.
Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
After some scattered showers and storms yesterday in our southeastern counties, I think today everybody has a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, coverage around 50%, high temperatures right around 90 degrees. If it's not raining, it will be partly to maybe mostly cloudy. For tonight, it should be a mainly quiet night, muggy in the 70s. Then we'll have scattered and numerous showers and storms this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Elevated rain chances, but there will be periods of dryness. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Independents, mainstream Republicans. We must be stronger, more determined, and more committed to saving American democracy than MAGA Republicans are to destroying American democracy.
Countdown on track again for the Artemis moon rocket to blast into space tomorrow. Correspondent Mark Strassman is at Kennedy Space Center.
The latest from Mission Control is that they are a go for launch, but that said, that's not a guarantee that this rocket's going to get off the ground. Nearly